さてと。さてと。さてと。よし。
Okay, let's see. One second.
Sa te to. Yoshi. Yoshi.
Alright, I can be heard. That's good. So, where to start? So last time, as in yesterday, started off this game. If you don't already know, the name of this game is Trails of Cold Steel 1. There are multiple. And, it's a turn-based game. Right now we're playing as Reen, Elliot, and Gaius. Switch between them using the L1 button. We just got our weapons back. We just went through what the orientation exercise is going to be, which is going through this little dungeon area. Have Reen, who uses a sword. We have Elliot that uses this magic staff, and Gaius uses a spear. We have no accessories yet. Costumes are DLC. We have some basic equipment. Trails is a interesting series. It's not very well known. It's kind of under the radar, especially since it's a turn-based game in the modern era. The reason... Oh, that's what it's called. The reason the first part didn't have any voiceover was... Generally, I don't really have a good mic, but this game is going to be kind of hard without any voiceover. This is going over quartz. Quartz is basically the stuff that allows you to use magic in this game. In this game, it's called arts. A lot of this has gone over in the first part, which is the first part of the prologue. We're still in the prologue of the game. Sepith is what you use to make quartz. So I'll just show you real quick. So arts, Reen has firebolt, Aqua Bleed. Aqua Bleed is an art that's offensive, Tear heals you, and Airstrike is wind for Gaius. Everyone has something to start off with because they all have a Master Quartz. Master Quartz also gives you buffs. For example, for Reen, every time he kills an enemy, he gets CP, which allows you to use your special attacks, and it gives him 300 HP on top of his baseline. It gives him EP, which is your magic power, like the actual, I guess you could call it the currency to use it. Gives him 25 to his strength, 5 defense. ATS is actual magic attack power. ADF is defense for magic, and speed is speed. That's how fast your turn counter goes. Elliot has cannon. It gives him 200 HP, 40 EP. For right now, Elliot is going to be our healer and mage. And then Gaius has Falco. Gives him higher HP and it gives him higher speed than the others. And his ability is he has insight, so that allows him to dodge. That's what insight status is. So it gives you a higher chance to dodge. Speed also affects that, besides being faster turns. And to go over Elliot's healing arts are stronger. So he has a quarter more potency than a regular healing art. So I did go through one fight just to see if everything was working earlier. I'm going to delete that part of the video only because that was just to test out if the mic is working, but now I know the mic is working. So just exactly like it says, so you come up, press X, and it'll allow you to rest, heal up. So I did take some damage in the fight before, but now I'm fully healed. I think they're gonna go over like advantages in this fight. Right, so yeah, this slime thingy isn't immune to physical attacks, but it's less effective. So magic works better on them. Elliot is good for this because his staff doesn't actually do physical damage, it does art damage. Speaking of, I did not put that course that we just got. Yeah, I'll put this on Elliot because it makes sense. And the only person I can use it besides Elliot is green right now. So the reason why this is green, so everyone's quartz are different. Everyone's Arcus, that's what their orbment is called, which allows you to use arcs, is different. So Elliot has more of a disposition to light, which is this yellow, or I think it's space actually is what it's called, and water. Green is more time, that's gray, and fire, which is red. And Gaius is more wind and earth. So his first line has to be a green or wind type quartz, so we couldn't even use the other one. These will open up as you progress through the game. Speaking of, as I go through this game, I do have a guide pulled up. I've also played this game twice through. I've played the other ones a little bit more because there's a lot more stuff you can do in some of the future titles. But this is where it all starts, and it only makes sense to play through Cold Steel 1 first. But beyond Cold Steel 1, there are 2 previous titles as well. There's, well, not titles, but arcs. There's one in Libero, that's the very first one. And the second arc, or saga, is Crossbow. So this is the third one that kind of rounds out this part of the series. So, crafts are your special attacks, items are obvious items, run. You always have a chance to run, unless it's like a boss fight. Moving is literally moving across the grid. Arts are your magic. So, even though physical attacks are not effective, Reen is still pretty strong at the beginning of the game. It's not the strongest, but it still does something. It's not useless. Or it can be, sometimes. Let me just take that back. So here's Elliot. You have it. Oh yes, you do. That's right. Everyone does that. So arts are super effective against these guys. So as you saw there, so on the left-hand side, you can see the turn counter. So right now, Gaius is up. After Gaius goes Elliot, and then the enemy. So you can do certain things once you get crafts that can do stuff. So, for example, Gaius's craft, Gale Stinger, can seal the enemy with a 50% chance. So that means, if I'm not mistaken, seal is physical attacks. There's another one that's called Mute, which you'll see later. That's magic attacks. This guy's fodder. I don't need to use because crafts use up CP. It caps out at 200. But we'll go more over crafts later when it actually becomes something that we can talk about. So, arts are good. I don't think they're bad in this game. But right now, since no one has anything that can speed up arts always takes up one turn where you don't do anything. If you notice, there is something on the turn counter that says delay plus this or that. So arts generally have a higher delay too. They push you back in your turn counter. Now there are also arts that speed up turn counter too. Alright, I used the Orbit Station just to really charge up my EP. You're probably wondering why I'm playing the game in Japanese. I kind of just like the voice actors better in Japanese. That's really all it is. And I think there is more voice acting in Japanese since this is the PS4 version. I'm playing it on the PS5, but the PS4 version added more dialogue that Reen's voice actor, Kohi Uchiyama, did not have in the original version that came out on the PS3. And that is one thing too. You can stream through. Okay, so this is going over status effects. Yeah, every enemy has susceptibilities to certain status effects. Those are all the statuses in the game. So right, I was right. Mute renders them not able to use arts. Seal means you can't use physical attacks or crafts. These are the other ones, like strength down, strength up. Okay. So here's what I was talking about with delays. So Reen's Autumn Leaf Cutter can delay enemies, so this pushes them back on the turn counter. If you can continuously delay your enemy, you can make it to the point where they don't get a turn. If I had gotten the advantage by hitting the enemy first, I definitely could have came out unscathed in this battle if I really wanted to. So I am going to use an Autumn Leaf Cutter because there are enough enemies where it actually matters to use it. And each hit is separate, so I don't have to hit every enemy. That's why I said I missed earlier. Don't need HP regen. So this goes over what is a fish. So it has regular resistance to earth, water, and wind, but it's susceptible to fire. It's also susceptible to freeze, but it's not susceptible to poison. It's resistant. Yep, exactly. So when there's a lot of enemies, Gaius can be very good, because Gaius has that 50% chance to, I think it's 50%. 50% chance to dodge, because he has the impact status for the first 2 turns. So it's his first 2 turns, not the first 2 turns of battle necessarily. So he has it for this turn, so he's about to use. Zero Arts. So Zero Arts allows you to instant cast and have no energy charge. So you don't have to use energy to do it. It's better on units that better on characters that have a higher stat, to be honest, but it's gonna be useful now, regardless. Also, because Elliot's magic based and it kind of just comes out as bubbles, he can usually hit more than one enemy. Alright, so the turn wheel gives you some boosts like this, CP up, so I got free CP just for getting the turn boost. I didn't have to do anything for that, that just happens sometimes. So planning your turns accordingly is very beneficial, because you can get some nice stat advantages or turn advantages like critical, for example. That's very useful. Alright, we'll do another kill here. And then we'll do an Autumn Leaf Cutter here. Oh, one other thing that I forgot to mention. So if you highlight over an enemy, you can see when they attack. So it's highlighted over the first guy. This guy's gonna attack first. Third. No, he's attacking third. He's attacking fourth. He's attacking second. Elliot's gonna get him first, so I'm going to try to delay this guy so he doesn't hit me, because I'm kind of low on HP. I can actually... Alright, he can hit him. Alright, if I go over there, the other guy's not going to hit me. Okay, I was not supposed to die. Oh, I got him range.
みんな怪我はない？はあ。
エリオット、
怪我はなさそうだが。
うん。緊張しっぱなしで気が抜けちゃったみたいで、二人ともすごいな。全然平気みたいだし。
Yeah, but Ring just got bodied.
慣れの違いだろう。
どうする？手をか。
大丈夫。
My
ちょっと
bad.
よろけただけだから。
Sometimes a kid is just different than the subtitle cadence.
よいしょっと。
おい、
エリオット。
え？
しまった。
I think we'll see Machias. Yep.
よかった。
Yeah, class nerd number 1.
確かマキアスと言ったか。ああ。さっきは身勝手な行動をしたと思ってね。いくら相手が傲慢な貴族とはいえ、冷静さを失うべきじゃなかった。
So yeah, Machias.
謝らせてほしい。
Machias hates nobles. They'll explain why, but
いや、気にすることはないさ。
him and Eustace are not gonna be on good terms at all.
あんな状況だったしね。危ないところを助けてくれてありがとう。
いや、引き返したところに偶然行き合わせてよかった。君たちは3人だけみたいだな。
ああ、他のメンバーはもっと先行していると思う。
最初の場所に戻ったとしても誰もいないだろう。そうか。もしよかったら僕も同行して構わないか。見ての通り銃が使えるからそれなりに役に立つはずだ。
ああ、喜んで。リーン・シュバルツァーだ。
エリオット・クレイグだよ。よろしくね。
ガイウス・ウォーゼル、よろしく頼む。マキアス・レーグニッツだ。改めてよろしく。そういえば身分を聞いても構わないか。含むところがあるわけじゃないんだが、相手が貴族かどうかは念のため知っておきたくてね。
うちは平民出身だけど。
同じく。そもそも故郷に身分の違いは存在しないからな。なるほど、留学生なのか。それで君の方は？
ああ、少なくとも高貴な血は流れていない。そういう意味ではみんなと同じと言えるかな。
そうか、安心したよ。見たところ女子もいないし、先を急いだ方が良さそうだ。万が一危険に陥っていたら僕たちがフォローしないとな。
ああ、そうだな。
では出発するか。
Alright, so once you go through the map, if you've uncovered stuff, it'll pop up. So like that chest is popped up because I've already opened it. The red marker is enemies. That little blue thing in the corner is the healing station. And then zoom in, zoom out. So I'm gonna go back to the healing station because Reen is technically dead. When characters get KO'd, their CP reduces back to 0. So try not to lose any characters. And speaking of characters, you also get 4 people to a party. So right now, You have the max amount of characters in our active party. Let's see. So, okay. What does... Yeah, it's a shotgun, of course. I believe his skill is burst shot? Break shot, okay. Maki's is actually pretty useful because he can his field attack.
しかしどうして学院の敷地にこんな場所があるんだ？
そうだよね。落とし穴まで用意してるし。
Before I got interrupted, his field attack is a gun, obviously, it has long range, so having him is useful because now I can finally actually probably get some advantages. Or not. Go run away. There we go. Alright, so when you hit them from the back, and you get the triple advantage, you all get a turn first before the enemy. I forgot he died, so he has no CP. And you also get 10 CP for getting an advantage. A triple advantage, at least. So let's see. He's hitting first. He's hitting first. Oh, and you do damage to all the enemies, too. I forget how much damage, though. I think it might be 10%. Alright guys, do your thing. Okay, too far away. This one. Alright, so I didn't go over it because I don't think I got any tactical bonuses in any of the previous encounters, but for every overkill, so that's for per enemy. So if you, I don't know what the percentage is off the top of my head, but I believe it's like probably 20 or 30%, right? Over whatever HP they already had. You get this overkill tactical bonus. So it's 1%, or not 1%, 1/10 of a percent bonus. So I killed 4 enemies in overkill status. And first strike is just literally getting the first strike in the encounter. Together, that's 50% extra XP. So Guy's leveled up, Elliot's about to level up, and so is Reen. Maki's is already level 4. So there's the stats going up. I apologize if my commentary is a little dry. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the game, obviously, because it's a tutorial. And I don't want to get advantaged. So I'm like processing what I'm trying to say as like kind of tutorial stuff that can be a little less intangible from the actual tutorial. for anyone that's interested. Oh, that's right. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah, I think it's a little different because PlayStation Plus and PS Now kind of merged together. But I'm assuming you can still play this, the PS3 and the PS3 version of 1 and 2 for free with PlayStation Plus Extra is what they're calling it now. You can stream it at least, I think. Because you could stream it before when PS Now was a thing. Otherwise, I think the bundle for both games is pretty relatively cheap if you wanted to follow along. So there's the fire. And they have burn, freeze, and super effective, or super susceptible to sleep. But no one has a sleep effect right now. So regardless of whether you have skills like Green does, every attack you do does also garner CP. Alright, for example, Unscathed gives you 20% extra. So now, again, 1.5 times. Okay, so Serena and Elliot leveled up with that, so now everyone's level 4. Do-do-do-do. Alright, so I got a double advantage this time because Marcus's attack does not do the right type of damage to these enemies to make it a triple advantage. I think for me to get a triple advantage on these guys, I'd have to attack with Elliot. That's his main target. I will definitely have to grind for this game. Most of the grinding will be off screen, but I do want to get through the prologue, so I will be doing a new fight. One thing also is this area is a one-time only area. You'll be able to access this space again, but not like if the entire layout changes the next time you're able to access this area. So every chest in this area is a one-time pickup, according to the guide. Because even I forgot about that this entire layout changes. So, should I? Yeah. So keep trying to attack green. I get to use the biggest threat too, so that makes sense. Okay. Your arts is kind of trash, but I'll take it. Alright, they're all lined up. Kind of. We need to just hit them. Alright, who has crit?
Yes or smiley face with horns.
うん。
Ah, what's up, dog?
That boy put in work.
行くぞ。そこだ。負けられない。
I do not want to die.
僕の番だな。そこだ。そうだ。行くぞ。そこだ。
Kind of surprised Machias countered that. His dodge stance is trash, if I'm not mistaken.
みんな怪我はない？
Alright.
そなたと。
Ah, the ladies.
よかった。無事だったんだね。
皆さんもご無事で何よりです。
ふむ、そちらの彼も少しは頭が冷えたようだな。
おかげさまでね。
遅ればせながら名乗らせてもらおう。ラウラ・エス・アルゼイド、レグラムの出身だ。以後よろしく頼む。
レグラム？
帝国の南東の外れにある場所だったっけ？うん、湖のほとりにある古めかしい町だ。列車も一応通っているが、辺境と言っても過言ではないな。
アルゼイド。そうか、思い出したぞ。確かレグラムを治めている。
ああ、私の父がその子爵家の当主だが、何か問題でもあるのか？
いや。
マキアスとやら、そなたの考え方はともかく、これまで女神に恥じるような生き方をしてきたつもりはないぞ。
So they're gonna say Adios a lot, or Adios. That is the goddess, the god in this series.
私も多分
いや、すまない。体があるわけじゃないんだ。そちらの君は？
Back.
エマです。エマ・ミルスティン。私も辺境出身で奨学金頼りで入学しました。
Questioner number
よ
2.
ろしくお願いしますね。
奨学金。そういえば教官が首席入学者と言ってたな。
Yep, the only person smarter than you. Kind of.
まさか首席が女の子だったとは。
Hey, equality. It's 2022, Machias. Stop that.
ずいぶん優秀なんだな。
そのたまたまですよ。必修の武術にも縁がなくて、こんなものを勧められたんですけど。
Yeah, but you got the best magic in the game.
魔道場、君もそうなんだ。でも僕の持っているのと形が違うみたいだけど。
そうですね。どういうことなんでしょう。
どうした？そなたも自己紹介くらいした方がいいのではないか？
そうね。アリサ・アール、ルーレ市からやってきたわ。よろしくしたくない人もいるけど、まあそれ以外はよろしく。
Yeah, you're just a hater.
アリサさん。
ルーレってあのルーレだよね。
大陸最大の重工業メーカーラインフォルトの本社がある町か。
ええ、まあそうね。
そういえば あのトランクの中身はその弓だったんだな。面白い作りをしているけど動力式なのか？
その通りだけど、あなたと何の関係が？
そういえばこれからどうしようか。せっかく合流したんだし、このまま一緒に行動する？
そうだな。そちらは女子だけだし、安全のためにも。
いや、心配は無用だ。
それは
ケンには少々自信がある。
Yeah, she's not using the makeup or something either.
残りの2人を見つけるためにも二手に分かれた方がいいだろう。そうですね。あの銀髪の女の子もまだ見つかっていませんし。
そういうことなら別行動で構わないだろう。お互い出口を目指しつつ残りの2人も探していく。それで構わないか？
うん、依存はないぞ。アリサ、エマ、それでは行くとしようか。そうね。また後で。それでは失礼します。
そのご愁傷様だったね。
Nope, because the cliche has to keep going.
不可抗力だったというのはこの際関係ないんだろうな。まあそれはともかく、やっぱり女子だけなのは心配だな。
Machias, every single one of them would beat you up very easily.
誰か一人くらいは向こうについていった方がいいかもしれない。
しかしあのラウラという娘、見たところ尋常じゃない腕を持っていそうだったが。
まあとんでもない剣を持っていたのは確かだな。
It wouldn't be very anime without it.
それでも女子の力だろう。
身長は僕より高かったけど、あんな剣まともに触れるのかな？
いや、多分余裕だろう。レグラムのアルゼイド流、帝国に伝わる騎士剣術の総本山だ。彼女の父親アルゼイド子爵は武の世界では光の剣将と呼ばれ、帝国最高の剣士として知られている。おそらく新入生では最強。彼女に勝てる人間はいないはずだ。
そうなのか。
そんな流派が帝国には存在しているのか。
詳しいんだね、リン。
まあ一応剣の道に関わっている端くれだから。そろそろ俺たちも行こう。アルバレア家の子息もそうだが、あの銀髪の子も心配だ。
そうだな。
あの傲慢なやつは別にどうなっても構わないな。
Machias could be in a hater, man.
まあまあ。
Alright.
分かれ道か。どちらに行ったものかな。
The answer is both.
風を感じる。出口は東側。
戦闘開始。頑張らないと。
僕の番だな。
Okay, time to crit.
僕の番だね。みんな怪我はない？
Oh, it's got a U material out of that. Those are good for crafting. And we'll definitely need a lot of those.
宝箱があるな。
Ah, yes, I would any breakable object is pretty decent to break because you can get stuff like a U material. I think you can at least in this game. And other stuff like Sepith, tear bombs, reviving bombs. items that are actually kind of useful. So definitely break everything that you can, because it doesn't do any harm. They respawn whenever you pop out of a area. So like, oops, wrong button. Oops. So like if I move past here and I move to underground area 3 and then come back to this part, which is underground area 2, everything that I broke will respawn. So will the enemies. So that way it makes grinding faster too. Alright. That's a good person to have a 0 arc. He's gonna go first. Take him out. Okay, Maki's is level 5.
よし。どうした？
また魔獣が潜んでいるとか？
いや、この気配は。
結構鋭いね。
あの銀髪の。
よかった、無事だったか。
I don't remember how exactly guys learns how to do stuff like that, but in terms of Reen, he's trained in swordsmanship so well, or so much, that he has extrasensory senses. So he can sense other people, kind of. It's not always gonna be like that, but like when he's focused enough, he can tell if there's somebody hiding or in his range. Gaius kind of just reads the winds. That's what he calls it.
と言っても、その様子じゃ心配することもなかった。
必要ない。
My bad.
私、小柄だし結構すばしっこいから。
That you are. You are a little firecracker. That's what you are.
ピークラウゼル。P でいいよ。もう半分は超えてるから、その調子でいけばいい。それじゃ。
ちょっと待った。
一人で大丈夫なの
Y'all really don't know. The girls in this class are better than half the guys in this class.
別に先に行くね。
Well, you'll learn that by the end of the day.
すごい。
大した身のこなしだな。確かにあの様子なら心配の必要はなさそうだ。
あ、俺。
Reen is very perceptive. That is something you will learn throughout the game. Oh, and if it isn't clear, Reen is the protagonist of this game. Well, he's the protagonist in general of this arc. There we go. Kind of over explaining a couple of things. I'm just gonna fight.
僕の番だね。
こんなところで立ち止まっていられない。
任せてくれ。
僕の番 番だね。
あマイ行くぞ、そこだ。
さてと、なんとか勝てたね。
This way.
この音は。
ああ、剣撃の音だ。
Alright, all that's left to meet and really introduce is Eustace now. And there he is.
これは
Eustace is a fencer.
どうやら助太刀の必要はなさそうだな。あれも帝国の剣術なのか？
ああ、貴
Sorry,
族に
just
伝わ
checking the
る
guide to see
伝
if
統
I'm
的な
missing
宮廷
anything.
剣術。それもかなりの腕前だろう。それで何の用だ？いや、お見事。リーン・シュバルツァー。さっきは名乗る暇もなかったから自己紹介をしておくよ。
どうも、エリオット・クレイグです。
ガイウス・ウォーゼルだ。よろしく頼む。
ユーシス・アルバレア。一応改めて名乗っておこう。それにしてもなかなか殊勝な心構えだな。
何がだ？
あれだけの単価を切ったくせに連れ立ってくるとは。大方すぐに頭を冷やして首相にも詫びを入れたのだろう。いやはや貴族風情にはとても真似できない素直さだ。
何様のつもりだ？その傲岸不遜な態度。君たち貴族はみんな同じじゃないか。特にアルバレア公爵家といえば帝国で一二を争う大貴族。
Yeah, so as said earlier in the first part, Eustace comes from one of the four great houses in Erebonia. They are the highest ranking nobles in the east, the house of Alberea.
さぞ僕たち平民のことを見下しながら生きてるんだろう。
そんなことをお前に言われる筋合いはないな。
In fact, his father is a duke. That's his rank of nobility.
レーグニッツ帝都知事の息子マキアス・レーグニッツ。
帝都知事。
Yes, when it comes to status, Makias is actually not that far behind either, technically speaking. His father is the imperial governor.
あ、そういえばレーグニッツって。
帝都ヘイムダルを管理する初の平民出身の行政長官。それがお前の父親カール・レーグニッツ知事だ。ただの平民というには少しばかり大物すぎるようだな。
だったらどうした？父さんが帝都知事だろうとうちが平民なのは変わりない。君たちのような特権階級と一緒にしないでもらおうか。
He does have a point with us.
別に。だがレーグニッツ知事といえばかの鉄血宰相の盟友でもある革新派の有力人物だ。
Well, yeah, they both work in the capital, so I mean, it'd kind of be hard pressed for them not to work together. But we'll hear more about the Chancellor later.
そして宰相率いる革新派と次大名門を筆頭とする貴族派はことあるごとに対立している。ならばお前のその露骨なまでの貴族嫌悪の言動、随分安っぽく分かりやすいと思ってな。
So yeah, tensions between commoners and the nobles, really, yeah, just nobles, is going to be a pretty important kind of subject in this game, or theme.
ちょっ
Alright, so here we have our first choice. There's a lot of choices in this game that you can make. There's choices for side quests, there's choices for what I would call free time events. When you get to bond with your characters. So if you're Riverman Eustace, you lose the opportunity to have Eustace in your party for this period of the prologue. If you stop Machias storms off because he's Machias. He's very hot-headed. It's kind of weird because at the end of the day, Reen kind of tells them both off, but I guess if you choose Reprimand Eustace, which is what I'm going to choose, because Eustace is a good character too, but right now I kind of like having the range and multi-target from Machias. This isn't super important. It's really up to you what you want to do. I've done both. Because I actually didn't know that it mattered, because they never gave me an indication that it's actually going to matter. But I'm picking Reprimand Eustace because I want Machias to stay in the party for now.
今のは言い過ぎだ。親の話題を持ち出すなんてあまり品がいいとは思えないぞ。
確かに口が過ぎたようだ。ま、せいぜい協力してこの場を切り抜けるんだな。俺は俺で勝手にやらせてもらう。
Usually, I know
いろいろと難しい問題があるみたいだな。
In some playthroughs there'd probably be both options, but since I'm one live streaming this, and two, because it really isn't that big a deal, I'm not both options obviously. But the other option, like I said, is you hold back Machias, Machias gets angry, and Machias would leave the party, and Eustace would join.
ああ、帝国ならではの問題とも言えるかもしれない。そろそろ落ち着いたみたいだな。
So yeah, just like I was saying, Reen is bringing it up too. Actually, can you... I think, is there a way to bring up the log? I forgot. I could have sworn there was a way to bring up the log.
ああ、取り乱して進まない。
Never mind.
危うく露骨な挑発に乗ってしまうところだった。
Yeah, as he was saying, you know, this is pretty normal because tensions between both factions have kind of reached a boiling point over the past couple of years, especially with one, Machias' dad becoming a high-ranking official, and on top of that, the Chancellor, slight spoiler, is also a commoner. They're gonna say that later anyway. It's not a huge deal at this point, but it explains some of the things why this matters to one, the noble faction, and two, the reformist faction / commoner faction.
そうだよ。マキアス沸点低すぎ。それにしても帝都知事の息子さんだったんだね。
ああ、別に隠すつもりじゃなかったが。
This is pretty true.
言っておくが、うちが正真正銘平民なのは間違いないからな。父の給料も大したことはないし、特権階級からは程遠い存在だ。
わかってるよ。レーグニッツ知事といえば清廉潔白で有名だもんね。
そうなのか。名前くらいしか知らなかったが。
父の話はもういいだろう。そろそろ先に進もう。時間。
ああ、行くとするか。
そこだ、くらえ、そこだ、くらえ、くらえ、そこだ、はっ。
I'm back. Dang it.
マイ。
know, kind of crazy that I'm talking about it now. Like, I don't know how long I've been recording. I don't even know. But if anyone really likes this soundtrack, this specific song, this is the battle theme. It's called Glint of Cold Steel, I believe. And yeah, it kind of kicks butt. I really like the music generally in the Trails game and other Falcom games. Falcom is the, what's the word? The publisher and creator of this game. If you want to see anything else made by them, because they've done a couple other things too. And generally their music is very good. They have their own in-house studio. There we go. I'm gonna need a lot more of those, guys. Because I don't want to waste the crit. There we go. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but when you get hit too, you build up. Okay, crit. There we go. Alright, now everyone's level 5. Oh, this is actually huge. So Motivate is a very good craft. I can go over it real quick. Let's go status, Motivate. So it's a support buff. It covers an extra large range, including yourself, which is very important because a lot of crafts don't necessarily affect the caster, if you want to call it a caster, as well, but this does. So it gives you a 25% strength boost and 10 CP. And it's on one of the best characters possible because Reen is a CP battery. Anything? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to see if I missed anything, because I can probably see from here. I don't think I have. There's not many chests in this area to begin with, because we kind of bogus of the developers. If they put a bunch of stuff in here, knowing that you can only come in through this area the way it is once. But it wouldn't hurt. Alright, okay. There we go. In fact, I'm going to use Motivate now because Motivate will probably do more for us. He doesn't have any multi-target arts attacks, so I'm just gonna attack. I think some of these are just respawned enemies. Because eventually they do respawn if you pass through the area too. So you don't necessarily have to pass through the next section, but once you pass through a loading area, basically, sometimes they respawn. So I don't think I missed anything. I'm just gonna hurry right back. I don't think I need to be a higher level or anything for anything that's coming up. So unless I run into a fight, I'm not doing any more fights. Ah, that was useful. New material. Definitely take that. I think that's everything. Let me just make sure I'm going the right way. No, that's towards. So this is the right way. And speed fast Q. Nope, nope. Usually the beetles give some decent experience, so I will fight this once it turns around. We'll do a little motivate again. Gale Stinger. Too far away. Then we can crit. There's a lot more to the battle system that I don't want to necessarily go over because there is just a lot more. But if I were to say which game probably has the best turn battle system in the current era of RPGs, it's definitely this series, without a doubt. Like, Persona 5 is a game that people like to talk about having, oh, it has amazing... No. I mean, it does, but I don't think it holds a candle to this. Definitely has better graphics than this game, but I mean, I think the final game in this arc looks better than that too anyway, but that's just my personal opinion. At the end of the day, everything I just said is my personal opinion. Wait, actually, which has... Either way, it doesn't make a difference, really. Marcus is 6. Let me try to get an advantage on this. Okay, so that doesn't work either. I wonder what gives you the triple advantage on this. This is another thing I forgot to mention. Yeah, I know. If you can't tell, I'm not used to doing commentary and Let's Playing as much as I should, probably. It's been a while. But, your quartz. Your master quartz also level up. So I forgot how many experience points you get per kill. I think it might be the regular amount that you just get from battles, or it's like split amongst the 4. It might be like that. I think that's how it is. But they level up as well. So as you can tell, everyone's getting some, besides Useless, because Useless is not in the active party right now. And here's what Machias does. So he gives you boosted defense with his Master Quartz. Did I get him quartz? I did. He already has 2, so it's not all that useful. Actually, yes, I will put this on reinforcement. Because actually having 2 people that can heal is not a bad thing. That's that area. Alright. Let's see, what is this guy? Goes over there. So that's where we need to go, to the right. Okay, everyone's level 6. That's a pretty... well, now we have somebody that has sleep as an effect. Sleep is pretty good because one thing with sleep is you get guaranteed crits at the next hit if you inflict sleep. Quartz. I think I misspoke when I said that evasion is... It has its own stat, obviously. That's why it said +5 to evasion there. But speed does not affect evasion. I lied if I said that. Or I was mistaken. Agility does, though, I believe. And RNG, I think, also affects it, as well as your... like, for Gaius' effect, right? Gain insight. That's also affected by RNG, too, I believe. Here's what the stats are looking like right now. Right now, strength-wise, Gaius has the highest base strength and defense. I think with the effect that Green has, I think he does do more damage, possibly. Not positive. No, he doesn't have a strength up effect, actually. Oh, wait, I don't think I went over this. Let me go over this real quick. So... here's the notes section, by the way. This goes over... So this is the active voice record. This is how many battles you've had. So it tells you how many times you've escaped, how many times you've died. So I've had 1 character KO. Green died once. Might be in combat. It doesn't. Never mind. But, oh wait, no, it's in here. Sorry to get sidetracked, but everyone's physical attack has some sort of effect. So Reen has S rank in slash damage. So that's like one thing with the, what's it called? My bad. The advantages. Certain enemies are more susceptible to a type of physical attack. So Reen has S rank in slash. The Orbital staffs kind of suck. They don't really do too much of a physical attack, but that's mainly because they're technically not a physical attack. They're a magic attack or art attack. So they do have a effect in each category, but they're not good. So it's really like they don't have any at all. But they do have a chance to proc. Unlike Reen, where he won't proc Pierce, Impact, or so it's slash. That one is the next one is not Pierce. The one with the other one is Pierce, and then the other one next is Impact, I believe. Where is it? But yeah, this is everyone's ranking. So these two have an S rank. That's either the second highest or the highest in this game. In other games, you can get an S or an S plus, I believe. So let's get a little motivator.
さてと
How is that on? Alright, so there is a boss fight coming up here. Very first one. I will go over it. There is a cutscene. Here's a healing station. Usually when you see a healing station, bet that there's a boss fight coming up.
ここって
どうやらここが地上に通じる終点らしいな。
Okay. Just quickly checking the time.
ああ、日も差し込んでいるし、間違いないだろう。
とんだオリエンテーリングだったな。大抵ゆかりの士官学校の割にはやってることがむちゃくちゃだぞ。
激しく同感だよ。でも7組か。一体どんなクラスなんだろうね。
そうだな。
なんだ。
あれだ。
あれは。
何あれ。
石造りの化け物。
The Igloo Garmer.
帝国というのはこんな化け物が普通にいるのか。
そんなはずないだろ
う。いずれにせよ、 こいつを何とかしない限り地上には戻れない。みんな何とか撃破しよう。
了解だ。仕方ない。
女神様、強敵みたいだ。
マイ
気をつけて。
Let us do a little motivate.
さあ一気に行くぞ。
任せてくれ。
Can he be sealed? Yeah, it's a very low chance. But he's susceptible to every type of art attack that we have available at the moment. Not by much, though. I still do damage, so I'm gonna do this anyway. Actually, I'm not gonna use my turn for Elliot this time.
僕の番だな。
僕の番だね。
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use resounding beat. So that gives you 25% defense and HP regen. Yeah, Elliot's kind of good.
みんな、
Did I use motivate? I think I did.
任せてくれ。
There's only one attacker, or one enemy, so using crafts against a guy isn't necessarily bad, but it's not like... Some of these crafts don't do much more damage than your normal attacks.
ここだ。行くぞ。僕の番だな。行くぞ。
やっ。
マイ。
I will, however, use Leaf Cutter in the hopes that he doesn't get a crit via the delay.
任せてくれ。
Okay, I don't think he got delayed, so he's gonna get a crit. Everyone's at full HP. He has to hit us here. So this is gonna do a lot of damage. He has to...
僕の番だな。
Oh, he changed forms, so we got lucky. He used up his turn.
さてと。
マイ。
俺の番だ。
ここだ。僕の番だな。
So, it's actually a threat in this game to use guys, for example, as an evasion thing.
任せてくれ。
Because evasion is probably the most broken thing in this game, besides maybe having green as like a CP battery. Because if you evade, you have a higher chance to counterattack. Not only not taking damage, but you're countering. So you're getting extra hits in for free when it's not even your turn.
僕の番だね。
俺の番だ。
Okay, I'm gonna put another resounding beat out there.
みんな、元気を出して。
マイ。
俺の番だ。
Ow.
ここだ。行くぞ。任せてくれ。
We're going to use...
まずいかも。
Oh, that's right. It doesn't work on himself. That's probably the worst thing about resounding beat. I don't believe it works on Elliot.
行くぞ。ここだ。
やっ。
マイ。
Elliot has to heal himself.
僕の番だな。せい。
任せてくれ。
try to get a thing with Elliot before he hits us. Hopefully that will kill him. Did not, but he should die now. There we go. Yeah, so this isn't really a tough battle. It's obviously the first boss. The toughest part is probably that Gale attack that he does. Because you're not gonna really have ADF defense. Or so it is. You're not gonna have really magic defense yet with any of these characters. Not very high ones at least. And for beating him, we get poison. If you have to ask that question, he is not.
いや、まだだ。
力を取り戻したのか。
ダメだ。さすがに歯が立たないと。
下がりなさい。
See, I don't know how they got behind us when they went ahead of us, but you know, it is what it is.
どうやら無事みたいね。すみません、遅くなりました。
いや、助かった。
ガーゴイル、暗黒時代の魔導の産物か。どうやら凄まじく硬いようだ。
ああ、しかもダメージを与えても再生されてしまう。
だがこの人数なら勝機さえつかめれば。
まあ仕方ないか。
結局こうなったか。
Alright, Useless. Chill out.
アークス駆動、くらえ、エアストライク。
正気だ。
ああ。
任せるがよい。
Yeah, that's nothing for Miss Arcade here, Miss Laura.
これで。
ああ、一安心のようだ。
それにしても最後のあれ何だったのかな。
そういえば何かに包まれたような。
ああ、俺も含めた全員が淡い光に包まれていたぞ。
そうなのか。
うん、気のせいか。皆の動きが手に取るように見えた気がしたが。
多分気のせいじゃないと思う。
ああ、もしかしたらさっきのような力が。
そう、アークスの進化ってわけね。
あ、
いやー、やっぱり最後は友情とチームワークの勝利よね。お姉さん感動しちゃったわ。これにて入学式の特別オリエンテーリングは全て終了なんだけど。何よ君たち、もっと喜んでもいいんじゃない？
喜べるわけないでしょう。
正直疑問と不信感しか湧いてこないんですが。
あら、
担当直入に問おう。特化クラス7組、一体何を目的としているんだ？
You all are guinea pigs for the government.
身分や出身に関係ないというのは確かに分かりましたけど。
なぜ我らが選ばれたのか、結局のところ疑問ではあるな。
そうね。君たちが7組に選ばれたのはいろいろな理由があるんだけど、一番わかりやすい理由はそのアークスにあるわ。
この戦術オーブメントに
エプスタイン財団と ラインフォルト社が共同開発した最新鋭の戦術オーブメント。様々なアーツが使えたり通信機能を持っていたりと多彩な機能を秘めているけど、その進化は戦術リンク、先ほど君たちが体験した現象にある。
戦術リンク。
Yep, combat links, or as I said in Japanese, Senjutsu link.
さっきみんながそれぞれつながっていたような感覚。
ええ、例えば戦場においてそれがもたらす恩恵は絶大よ。どんな状況下でもお互いの行動、仮にそんな部隊が存在すればあらゆる作戦行動が可能になる。
X, press X again for the millionth time.
まさに戦場における革命と言ってもいいわね。
うん、確かに。
Yeah, so it allows them
理
to like
想的かも。
link up in movements. It's kind of like everyone going in the zone at the same time.
でも現時点でアークスは個人的な適性に差があってね。新入生の中で君たちは特に高い適性を示したのよ。それが身分や出身に関わらずに君たちが選ばれた理由でもあるわ。
なるほど。
See, like I said, they're guinea pigs. Kind of.
なんて偶然だ。
さて、約束通り文句の方を受け付けてあげる。トールズ士官学院はこのアークスの適合者として君たち9名を見出した。
I kind of forgot that she has amber eyes.
でもやる気のない者や気の進まない者に参加させるほど予算的な余裕があるわけじゃないわ。それと本来所属するクラスよりもハードなカリキュラムになるはずよ。それを覚悟してもらった上で7組に参加するかどうか改めて聞かせてもらいましょうか。ああ、ちなみに辞退したら本来所属するはずだったクラスに行ってもらうことになるわ。貴族出身なら1組か2組、それ以外なら3から5組になるわね。今だったらまだ初日だしそのまま溶け込めると思うわよ。
リーン・シュバルツァー、参加させてもらいます。
リーン。
一番乗りは君か。何か事情があるみたいね。
いえ、わがままを言っていかせてもらった学院です。自分を高められるのであればどんなクラスでも構いません。
うん、なるほど。
そういうことならば私も参加させてもらおう。もとより修行中の身、こたびのような試練は望むところだ。
俺も同じく。異教の地から訪れた以上やりがいがある道を選びたい。
新入生最強の使い手にのっぽの留学生くんも参加と。さあ他には。
私も参加させてください。奨学金をいただいている身分ですし、少しでも協力させていただければ。僕も参加します。これも縁だと思うし、みんなとはうまくやっていけそうな気がするから。
Not a wise choice of words, Elliot.
魔道場のテスト要員も参加と。アークスと同じくまだテスト段階の技術だから運用レポート期待してるわよ。
了解しました。
At that moment, you knew you fucked up.
謝っちゃったかな。
私も参加します。
あら意外ね。てっきりあなたは反発して辞退するかと思ったんだけど。
確かにテスト段階のアークスが使われているのは個人的には気になりますけど、この程度で腹を立てていたらキリがありませんから。
それもそっか。これで6名。P あんたはどうするの？
別にどっちでも。サラが決めていいよ。
Of course.
ダメ。あんたが決めなさい。自分のことは自分で決める。そういう約束でしょ。
めんどくさいな。じゃあ参加で。
まあいいわ。これで7名だけど、君たちはどうするつもりなのかしら。まあいろいろあるんだろうけど、深く考えなくてもいいんじゃない？一緒に青春の汗でも流していけばすぐ仲良くなれると思うんだけどな。
I can't believe she said that.
そんなわけないでしょう。帝国には強固な身分制度があり、明らかな搾取の構造がある。その問題を解決しない限り帝国に未来はありません。
そんなことは私に言われてもね。
ならば話は早い。ユーシス・アルバレア7組への参加を宣言する。
なぜだ。君のような大貴族の子息が平民と同じクラスに入るなんて我慢できないはずだろう。
Making a lot of assumptions there.
勝手に決めつけるな。アルバレア家からしてみれば他の貴族も平民も同じようなもの。勘違いした取り巻きにまとわりつかれる心配もないし、むしろ好都合というものだろう。
That is very true.
かといって無用に吠える犬をそばに置いておく趣味もない。ならばここでたもとを分かつのは互いのためだと思うが、どうだ。
誰が君のような傲岸不遜な輩の指図を聞くものか。
A lot of assumptions there.
マキアス・レーグリッツ特化クラス7組に参加する。古ぼけた特権にしがみつく時代から取り残された貴族風情にどちらが上か思い知らせてやる。
面白い。
はあ、先が思いやられるな。
I don't know why you asking her. It's not like you guys have patched up either.
なんだか相当相性が悪いみたいだし。
そっちはそっちで大変だね。
Very nicely put out.
笑い事じゃないんだが。
これで9名全員参加ってことね。それではこの1年ビシバシしごいてあげるから楽しみにしてなさい。
やれやれ、まさかここまで異色の顔ぶれが集まるとはの。これはいろいろと大変かもしれんな。
確かに。ですがこれも女神の巡り合わせというものでしょう。ひょっとしたら彼らこそが光となるかもしれません。
Yes, if that voice sounds familiar, that is indeed the person that plays Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is Takehito Koyasu.
動乱の足音が聞こえる帝国において対立を乗り越えられる唯一の光に。
And that's the prologue. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Put the intro playthrough, and see you guys next time.
気遣いを感じられるのならもろ迷いなどないさ。空にこだまする明日への頃も瞬ききらめく星のように
Yes, a smiling face with horns. That boy couldn't in work.
だから行こう僕らの未来へ。風が歌い出す明日への鼓動は雲のにきらめく虹のように架け橋になり道を描き出すよ。だからほら顔を上げてまっすぐ前を向いてその先行くよ僕はその先行こう君と未来へ。
Yep, developed by Neon Falcon. Really love the intro, too, by the way. And, yep, that's the prologue. We will save. And hopefully none of you saw any of those spoilers from those save datas. We will continue next time from the title screen in part 3, starting of chapter 1. See you guys next time. As it plays the intro again.